Yeah, we're in Ghana's central region, right on the coast, on the Atlantic. We're about half an hour away from Cape Coast, which is the regional capital. Right there on the seaside, about 2-3 minutes away. It's a fishing village, so that's the main source of produce for most of the villages. It's the sea. The lagoon is also on one side. If you looked at it from above, it looks really small. It doesn't cover a very big area. The houses are all cramped in together, but there's a lot of people per household, and it's actually bigger than the town I came from in Scotland. So it's been really, really amazing being here. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And then obviously as you get close to the towns, you notice the other things that maybe aren't quite as beautiful, like the litter situation. Because there's no facilities to get rid of it, it tends to stock up, and it just sort of nails home the need for development around here, and it sort of makes us feel like we're definitely doing something that's required here. So the main focus of our program here in Abrobiano is the education of primary and secondary school children about basic health practices and hygiene, and for the secondary school kids, a bit of sexual health as well. This essentially takes the form of it's a three-pronged thing, really. There's in-school kids, which we can reach obviously through classes as teachers, and there's the out-of-school kids, where we have to think of different ways to try and attract them because they're not so easily accessible. And then there's the parents as well. As a first group, one of our main challenges was gathering the information we needed to record the progress of the program as it continues over the next year and a half, which was really cool because we got to go out and survey the whole village and get to know a bit more about the community we were living in. So from the data we gathered, we could see there was a big prevalence of malaria and other diseases that you can get through basically not eating safe food and not drinking safe water. The core of our program is malaria prevention and hygiene practices. So to see the need for that in the data reflected was really sort of consolidated us being there. It felt good. And the other thing we found a fair bit of was sort of 18, 19-year-old women who had left school due to pregnancy. And that was reflected in when we spoke to the headmistresses as well. They told us that a few students had left school due to pregnancy. So the sexual health part of our program, which is aimed mainly at the older students in school, that's what that's there for. STDs, pregnancy, and how to avoid both. I am so glad that I came and did the ICS program before going to university or before even going on with anything, because it's taught me a huge amount about myself. I know that I need to start getting out and doing stuff and just learning, and I'm really grateful for having the opportunity to find that out about myself at such an early stage in my life. I cannot recommend the program highly enough to anyone. It's been the best thing I've done in my life so far, and that's really all I can say to it. You won't regret it.